Hi folks, Ken Ring here of www.predictweather.com. I thought what we might do today is just look at isobaric maps of what's happening at the moment and what's coming up for the rest of the month. Now we are able to do this because we are using the lunar method of forecasting, and we are saying that weather is predictable for quite a distance ahead. Let's move this out the way and look now at what the Australian Meteorological Service, called the Commonwealth Bureau of Meteorology, has depicted for today. And you will see there they've got a double high that's over the eastern seaboard of Australia, and there's a big fat low here just off the South Island of New Zealand. There's also a departing low here, and over here there's a high approaching the bottom southwest of Australia, and there's a couple of little fronts coming through the bight. This is called the bight here. But most of all, I want you to see these two highs here and this low here. Now please bear in mind that this map here was generated within the last 24 hours. And our maps were done about a year ago. So let's just bring in our maps and see if they're a match to what we're looking at here for what's in our skies at the moment. Remember this double high and this big low here. And here's our map for today, which is a pretty good match really. There's double high here happening and a low happening here. Our low is a bit smaller than what is actually depicted by the satellite there, but hey, it's still departing, and the fact is we got a low here. It means that the last time the moon was in the same position, equivalent position in the sky, there was a double high here and there was a low here, and that's why we say that this particular method can look ahead and see what's coming up, can tell you the trends and where the rain is likely to be. So what we'll do is we will go ahead now. So there's the 7th, and see we'll go right through to the end of the month eventually, but just for now we'll go from the 7th to the 8th. And you see there's quite a bit of high pressure establishing itself over the country, which will please a lot of people. So all this rain that we've had just recently is really gone away, and I have been saying for a while that our summer will start from about Monday onwards, and there will be about 2 weeks of quite clear summery weather. The first really good weather for the country, for the summer, is actually starting now. It's not a bad idea to take a holiday now if people are thinking about it, and at least over the next week or so, because it could be pretty settled weather. Really, I've only got in the next week a little bit of rain happening in the South Island, and really nothing at all in the North Island. And the reason I say that is because there are these lows coming through here which affect the South Island. There's really nothing coming down here to take much note of. There's a little low here, we might check that out. It wasn't there on the 7th, and it's now come in on the 8th, and the fact that it's not there on the 9th means that it's probably gone this way. These things can come down here and make it down here and affect us again, so they're always worth watching what's happening up in the Pacific. But let's go back to here from the 8th and come down to here. You will have noticed that there was a low pressure zone here, and the next day it's popped out into the Tasman. So what's happening for Australia is probably that from about the 9th onwards, rain will be building. See, this low is coming up here, another low here. Rain will be building in here, and I would say between about the 9th and the 12th there will be a bit of rain on the eastern side of Australia, which will please farmers who are in that area. But anyway, Our focus at the moment is New Zealand, and this high pressure system, quite a high pressure system, is establishing itself over the South Island, and it's really stays here. Now there's a little bit of a dip here, and this front is going to come onto here round about the 10th. That could be the rain I was talking about that will come onto the South Island, especially the south, just the southern tip. It'll probably affect that area over the next couple of days. I don't think the North Island will be affected. The isobaric lines have widened, so this system is on the way out, and once again the North Island not challenged at all. By the 11th, pretty well the rain will be starting to clear from this area. Probably there will be some up here, but I really don't think there's anything major happening up here. There could be a fair bit of rain just here, but you see it'll sort of brighten up in terms of the isobaric lines after that. So Brisbane could get a bit of rain around about the 12th. But let's go back to New Zealand. We've got, don't know if you saw that, here's the 11th, we'll progress on. Now there's that low, or low pressure system is starting to come in the northeast there. It's because these things actually can come left and right. They're quite temperamental, whereas anticyclones, these high pressure systems, they always go from left to right. Okay, so it's worth keeping an eye on this. It's not a big system. There's not heavy duty isobaric lines close together, so I wouldn't think there's going to be a whole lot of troublesome weather there. There might be the odd shower across the north. I really don't. I think, let's have a look at the next day. Yes, it's contracting, and let's have a look, and then it starts to go back again. So really, it's not building; it's just wandering around the place, looking for a good home. So I don't think it's going to affect anybody. And this system that was coming across seems to dissipate itself quite quickly. So I would be looking around about, see, what's happening here is going to bring some quite hot weather to the South Island. 1024 is a good high pressure system, and I'd be expecting probably on the east coast there, which warms up more. Maybe Christchurch will get up into the 30s just around about this time, say 1020. So it's hanging around a bit, but then after that the heat will start to dissipate. Okay, where were we up to? We were up to here. That's a bit of a trough here. What this means, see, this low pressure system is probably going to jump into this gap, bring some rain for the west coast around about the 17th of December. I really don't think anywhere else in the country is going to get it, because there's no close isobaric lines up there. But look, this L up here is worth watching, because it's entered the picture, and it's entered the picture at the time of the full moon, which is the 17th of December. Whenever it's a full moon, we expect tropical cyclones to form, because the tropical cyclones, they really get themselves going this side of the equator within 6 degrees, and they generally always happen around a full moon, because when it's the full moon, what happens is that the sun beats down more strongly on the water and can heat the water up more, because what happens in the full moon is that the sun is hotter during the day because the moon is not in the sky. So you get your cyclones forming around a full moon, and then they don't cross the equator, they always come south if they form this side of the equator. So let's have a look what's happening here. This low comes down in a couple of days. Whoa, look, it's become a tropical cyclone as we predicted. So really that's something to watch, because now we've got to see where it goes. If it gets bigger like that, it'll bring rain to Brisbane in this area here. Next couple of days, yes, look, it is doing it. Oh, but it's diminishing after the 21st. So I think Brisbane will get a bit of rain out of that round about the 20th to the 22nd, probably start clearing by the 23rd, and by Christmas Day it'll probably be pristine dry in the sky. But look, down here in New Zealand we're starting to get these isobaric lines bunching up, and that'll bring some wet weather to the South Island. to probably most of the South Island, especially on this day, which is just before Christmas. So people are going to be disappointed if they're camping early. There is a bit of bad weather there over the South Island, not across the top of the North Island, but the South Island for sure. And this low is probably getting low enough to bring rain to the top of the South Island, no, it's the top of the North Island. It's not depicted in this map, but this has got to go somewhere, and it would have got to here by the next day. So I would be expecting a bit of rain for the North Island around about the 24th. And carrying on, let's see, yes, you see there's a bit of a gap here. When there's a gap, you do get rain creeping in for meteorological reasons. Really, we want the high to be further over the country for a good weather reading. So this is Boxing Day. Boxing Day could bring a bit of low pressure to Tasmania, but if this is high enough up, but if it sweeps through here, it could possibly miss Tasmania and just bring a bit of rain to this part here, the bottom southeast of Australia. Anyway, let's carry on. It looks like after Christmas things this high starts to build, and there it is there, bringing a bit more settled weather to the North Island. So really things don't look too good just before Christmas and just over Christmas, but after Boxing Day start to clear up again. But whoa, look at this thing coming. It's going to come over just before the end of the month, and that could bring some bad weather for Christmas Eve. I've just noticed this coming in, this tropical cyclone up here. See, it was forming up here. It's a low, then it's a bigger low called a tropical cyclone, and then coming even bigger there. But notice that it's staying off the coast, and it'll probably move this way. Probably not. Yes, look, there it is there. Probably just bring rain to the Pilbara, not so much to the Kimberleys, and it'll probably peter off down to the west. So anyway, that's our look at the maps for December. If anybody wants to get these maps for themselves, just go to www.predictweather.com and look where it says e-reports on the left, and if you're a subscriber you can grab a whole set for free, and there's the January ones as well. I hope that's been of interest, and thanks for watching. www.predictweather.com